coming back, worst gas mileage, all that fun stuff. So I'm just going to kind of wing it. We're going to set this up on a time lapse and just going to start tearing it apart, building it up, and I got all this for roughly around 180 bucks. So it shouldn't be too bad. If I can get it as good as I hope by the end, we'll have an awesome truck at a super budget price.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through eyes covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Content, hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just kicking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Count 'em like the four-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.
All right, second evening of work after work. Here's the progress so far. So I'm liking the way this little, like, I don't know, sandwich looking business is going on here. Saw set up, reserves, and hey, would you look at that? It's a lumber yard. And now if we go over here, came up with an idea on how I'm going to brace these basically fence posts here, and we got another cutoff piece that's going to come out, brace itself off of here, It'll get zipped in here. And then I think I'm gonna put probably a block of wood right here. That'll kind of hold it steady off of the steel. And then I'm gonna drive a couple screws through the bottom of the bumper. So that way it's solidly mounted here to here, so it can give itself a little bit more bracing structure. But yeah, time to get cracking on the more crazy stuff. Oh yeah, one last thought. It was in the 90s yesterday, which just seems kind of balmy now because we are now at 102 degrees. I'm feeling it. Got my little wet towel on here, got my sun hat, big old floppy. Let's get to it. Alrighty, we are sitting at the third day. I've had 2 evenings to work on this after work. This is what I've got so far. Everything is mounted up, shakes the whole truck, which is nice. So I've been burnishing and using what material I have, trying to keep it cheap and also just use it material, because why not? It's not going to change the weight really. So this is my final height, and this is the bracer material mounted directly to the frame. So yeah, time to buckle down and get her knocked out, and then we can get that top on, because that's when it actually starts looking like something. Alright, so a few things have transpired since the last video, since the time-lapse kind of ended. I ended up running out of time and couldn't continue shooting time-lapses because of my scheduling for when we needed to be getting the camper, which is why we redid the entire truck bed. So here it is in all of its glory. The sides do still need to end up being taken off and stripped down again and painted. They have been flash rusted, sadly. Another one of those things that I just didn't have time to let it paint and sit long enough to actually be mounted onto the truck. I just had to get it mounted, get it done, and then we had to zip across the mountains to go pick it up. But here it is. So we've got the Trex bed topper, and those were only available and possible for this build because of them being coal lumber, so that ended up working out amazing. As far as the sides go, I still have lumber and structuring throughout, as well as you may notice the bottom 2x4s are actually kind of cut and messed up. So we had originally put the camper on top as planned for the top of this truck bed, and the weight is actually a bit more than we had anticipated. So it ended up dropping the entire truck down way too heavy, and we couldn't drive anywhere or do anything. So I had to chisel the 2x4s off on the bottom to get more clearance from the tire, because they were acting as tire chocks and just stopping the entire rear axle from moving on the truck. And not that we wanted to put it in 4-wheel drive and just start dragging it. So we ended up lifting it up, chiseling off a bit of excess wood, and kind of giving it a shot that way. And to touch on a couple of things, it's actually been a couple of weeks now, and I still get to get to this part. Reason being, for a couple of reasons. The last one actually ended up happening over this weekend. I had a work comp claim sadly ended up coming through. Had a small smashing of my hand at work. I'm fine. My digits are still attached. I just need to let this part heal and have a 2-pound restriction on my hand, sadly. But I'll heal up and get back to it. That's when this will get finished up. Otherwise, that would be in the video as well, but I have a week to 2 weeks before this is cleared, and I'm able to use and lift more than 2 pounds with this hand. So, the truck bed worked phenomenally though to pick up the camper for the original engine, just couldn't move with it. So, add the back parts here for the ramps, everything worked great. It was just the leaf springs, and this being a 1500 versus 2500, just couldn't take that much weight right on top of the axle itself. Because with everything said and done, we're 1500 plus pounds just right over the axle of 1500. I think no, not that much. I was asking a lot out of these old leaf springs. Even with an add a leaf, they just couldn't hold up to it. The engine would have been fine, could move it around just fine, transmission, everything, but the suspension is OG original. So that was kind of the downfall of that one. So as far as it is right now, this is wrap for what this is. I will eventually paint the sides here once I'm healed up and I can get to it. We even went camping with the camper pretty quickly afterwards. That'll be the next video for you. So I'll give you a quick glimpse. It's finished now, but in the next video you'll see it before it got redone. But the camper itself is 100% ready to go. Took it up, had an awesome, wonderful camping trip, and it's good to go. So thank you all so very much. We'll give a pan over of what the actual truck bed used to look like, and then we'll give a pan over of what it looks like finished. But I am very happy with the way it is, and it just makes the truck look that much more better in my opinion. So thank you all so very much, and have yourself a wonderful evening.